Michael Saylor, in my mind, is a lunatic gambler on the same level as Sam Bankman-Fried, Alex Mashinsky, and I think he's going to meet an equally horrible end. At some point in time, this guy's going to run into a buzzsaw. Maybe he makes it through this bull run, but his day will come. And if you look at what he's doing, I mean, he's taking on infinity debt. He'll tell you, oh, there's no risk. Okay. I don't know of what debt you could take on with absolutely no risk, what leverage. I think he underplays that to a high degree. And now he has these preferred stock issuances where he's paying 8% for one class and 10% dividends for the other. And where's this money coming from? It's not coming from his insignificant software company. It's not coming from operating revenue. Like, this is kind of, it's not the exact definition of a Ponzi scheme, but it'll probably have the same end. Total collapse. We're going to listen to a video together where you see the crazies come out of Michael Saylor in full effect, man. And I want you to listen to what he's saying and say, is this someone I would trust my money with? Because, in crypto, a lot of times, if someone's pumping our bags, if it's moving the market in the right direction, we're willing to buy into anything, no matter how stupid it sounds. I remember with Mashinsky, like, you could get, any nobody could get these really low interest loans. And he's like, yeah, major safe institutions are paying us 20%. Like, why would you pay Alex Mashinsky 20% when the cost of capital was darn near nothing and money was flowing like water? Like, it didn't make any sense, but people bought into it because, hey, I can make some yield and it pumps the market and it's doing good for us. Yeah, until it doesn't. Let's listen to this video here. And the thing with Michael, he says the right things about Bitcoin, but it's when he has to explain his strategy, that's when things go awry. Let's listen to this. He's talking about, Bitcoin is volatile. It's a 24/7 market, and he's right. But right after he gets done talking about that, listen to this guy.
I think it'll remain volatile because it's a 24/7, 365 global asset. You can panic sell it on Saturday night. You can enthusiastically buy it on Sunday morning. That's a feature. Mm-hmm. That's not a bug.
Yeah, you've lived through some of the swings, but do you think we won't see the downturns like we've seen in the past just because of the changes we've seen?
I think it's going to surge through the roof, and then it's going to surge to 180 and crash to 140, and people will be freaking out about it again. But let me make this one analogy.
And here's where we're going to go off the rails. And what he's saying is right. Crypto's volatile, and it's a 24/7, 365 market. And it is a feature, not a bug. But all the more reason why you don't go crazy with leverage, because anything can happen, and we sell what we can, not necessarily what we want. And we know when times get turbulent, truly hard, and you will run into bad times. Crypto is usually one of the first assets to sell off, and sell off in a significant way. Now listen to this. Listen to what he has to say here.
Volatility is like fire. And some people run away from the fire, but Henry Ford put the fire into a carriage via an engine, created an entire industry, and he gave humanity wings.
Can we
okay.
talk about? So I've been leading up to for me and for everybody to understand your tweet just from, I think, in
the lead up question there. This guy doesn't even know what to say to that. I'd say, all right, how do you survive the fire? The fire's breathing down on your neck. How do you survive, Michael? How do you make it through the turbulence? When you got infinity loans outstanding, when you have to make those dividend payments, how do you survive that fire? This is not, they were just like, didn't know what to say to this. Now, listen to his strategy. Now, I want you to really take in what he's saying and see if you think this is viable.
The last hour. So what you do last week with the Treasury operations, you were able to generate a Bitcoin yield of 2.55% or over almost 10,000 Bitcoin to shareholders using an arbitrage. Can you explain? Will I be able to understand this if you explain this?
We sold $1.5 billion worth of stock, backed by $500 million worth of Bitcoin. We bought back $1.5 billion of Bitcoin. We captured nearly $1 billion gain in the arbitrage. That we can do with equity day by day. When we do it with debt, we issue $3 billion of debt that's backed by $600 million of Bitcoin that comes due in 5 years. We pay 0% interest. We buy $3 billion of Bitcoin. We capture the $2.4 billion in the arbitrage gain up front. But then over the course of the 5 years, we double or we quadruple the investment because we're buying an asset which is appreciating faster than the S&P.
What you told me was it's 55% premium over conversion, but a zero coupon. Is that the same?
That was a zero coupon 55. And you can do that because Bitcoin is high vol, and the companies that have Bitcoin on their balance sheet have even higher volatility. So Mara is a great example. 2 weeks ago, they did a $1 billion convert, zero coupon, to buy Bitcoin. This week, they're back in the market doing another $1 billion convert, zero coupon, to buy Bitcoin. You can rinse and repeat that frequently.
This won't work to infinity. I'm sorry to tell you. Maybe on a 5-year horizon, yeah, you're going to hit your marks. 10-year horizon, but you got to survive. And he always says, they can't force us to sell the Bitcoin. Maybe so, but they can dilute shareholders. And, it's the same thing at the end of the day. It's a total wipe for shareholders. Doesn't matter if they sell the Bitcoin or they, take control of the company and dilute the shareholders, the current shareholders, to nothing. Either way, you lost your money. Like, who cares about the mechanism of how you get there? He always downplays that and says, oh, they can't call the notes. They can't do this. They can't do that. I'm telling you, there is no zero risk leverage. This guy is a lunatic, and this company eventually goes to zero. It will happen. You cannot take on infinity debt where you can't make those debt payments. You're not making cash flows. You're not making money. You can't pay dividends out to people if you don't have the cash flows. Yes, when you're getting lucky and your volatile asset is going in the right way, all will be good, but you will run into a buzzsaw that you do not see coming. And there is always a catastrophe at some point in time. Markets go up, markets go down. We're born, we die. It's guaranteed. And I'm telling you, this guy is so dangerous. It is not funny. Let me know, though, what you think down below. As always, please like, please subscribe. The revolution will be televised right here on Jungle Link.